Welcome back to another episode of President Reagan's UFO Briefing. In today's installment, we will continue our discussion on this intriguing topic. If you missed the previous episode, you can find it on our YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. After a break, the President expressed his commitment to address the secrecy and allowed the briefing to continue with the same individuals involved. Ebb shared 2 devices with Earth scientists, a communication system, and an energy device, which were successfully connected. Ebb had a close relationship with a U.S. Army major, strengthening the connection between the Ebbins and humans. The 2 individuals, Ebb and the U.S. Army major, came to a mutual understanding that one of the first messages received from the Ebbins was a request for an exchange program between the Ebbins and military personnel from Earth. Out of the 6 messages received, the 6th message contained landing coordinates for Earth, although the exact chain of events between EBE and the Major was not clearly documented at that time. Despite the initial challenges, communication gradually improved over the course of a few years, allowing for the exchange of information between the 2 parties. Eventually, a startling message arrived from the Ebbins, expressing their desire to visit Earth, retrieve their fallen crew members, and meet with Earthlings. They provided a specific time, date, and location for the meeting. It was speculated that the Ebbins had been regularly visiting Earth and had likely mapped it to some extent. However, the date provided was approximately 8 years in the future, leading the military to suspect a possible confusion between Earth time and Ebbin time. Through a series of messages, it was finally determined that the Ebbins intended to land on Earth on Friday, April 24, 1964. The President, seeking clarification, asked how they arrived at this specific date. The caretaker explained that the messages had been exchanged over several years, allowing both parties to develop a working understanding of each other's seasons based on Earth's rotation, which also influenced their respective time systems. They had learned about the Ebbins' 40-hour days, and while the Ebbins displayed a greater understanding of the Earth's language and time periods, communication remained a challenge. Eager for more information, the President inquired about what happened next. The caretaker began to explain, but William Casey, one of the individuals present, interjected, stating that things were about to get very interesting. The caretaker proceeded to explain that the government, specifically the secret organization known as MJ-12, convened to plan the upcoming event. However, decisions were made and changed multiple times, indicating the complexity and evolving nature of the situation. They had approximately 25 months to prepare for the arrival of the Ebbins after receiving their message with the specified date. During the planning phase, President Kennedy approved a plan to exchange a special military team. The United States Air Force, USAF, took the lead in the operation and enlisted the assistance of civilian scientists to aid in the planning and selection of the crew members. Choosing the team members proved to be a challenging task, with several plans and criteria being suggested and changed over the course of months. Eventually, a team of 12 men was selected based on specific requirements. However, tragedy struck when President Kennedy passed away, leaving the nation in shock. President Johnson took over the program and ensured its continuation. The anticipated meeting with the Ebbins took place in New Mexico, where all necessary preparations had been made. To maintain secrecy, a false landing location was created as a decoy in case of any leaks. The actual landing occurred as scheduled, and the team welcomed the Ebbins. However, a misunderstanding arose, and the Ebbins were not prepared to accept the exchange personnel at that time. As a result, the plans were put on hold. Eventually, in 1965, the Ebbins landed in Nevada, and the exchange took place. Surprisingly, only one Ebbin was exchanged for the 12 members of the Earth team. The President questioned the reasoning behind this, but it was not clearly documented in the reports reviewed by the team. The exchanged EBN was referred to as EB-2, with further details to be discussed later. The Earth team, consisting of 12 men, embarked on a mission to the EBN planet and stayed there for a remarkable 13 years. Originally planned for a 10-year duration, the team extended their stay due to the peculiar time periods on the EBN planet. In 1978, 8 of the team members returned to Earth, while 2 had passed away on the planet, and 2 chose to remain behind. The president expressed amazement at the unfolding events. Drawing parallels to a movie he had seen, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, William Casey confirmed that the movie indeed shared similarities with the real event, particularly in its later stages. The president acknowledged the vast amount of information presented and expressed his interest in learning about the hostile alien species. At this point, Advisor Number 1 stepped in, informing the president about the abductions conducted by the hostile aliens. He revealed that around 80 Americans had been abducted from 1955 until the present, with the latest known case occurring in July of the previous year. A special military intelligence unit, supported by FBI, NSA, and CIA personnel, tracked these abductions. However, they lacked the technology to predict the timing of these events and only obtained information afterward. The victims of abductions were interviewed, sometimes under hypnotic trances, to gather details of their experiences. While no direct deaths attributed to the hostile aliens were recorded, there were instances of deaths linked to the abductions, such as suicides, with a recorded count of 5. However, the true extent of these abductions, both within the United States and worldwide, remained unknown. The aliens proved to be elusive, capable of appearing and disappearing beyond human comprehension. The existence of photographs capturing their ability to float or defy gravity was confirmed, with a notable incident occurring near a military base in New Mexico in 1979. Curious about the aliens' interest in New Mexico, the president sought an explanation. The caretaker stepped forward, explaining that New Mexico shared similarities with the EBN's home planet. However, Advisor Number 4 interjected, stating that the information regarding the homeworld of the hostile Trantiloids was actually provided by the EBNs themselves. They revealed that the planet, known as the third planet from the star Epsilon Eridani in the constellation Eridanus, was located approximately 10.5 light-years away from Earth. This star system was closer to Earth than the EBN's home star system. The president drew a connection between the EBNs and the Trantiloids' ability to travel, referring to the concept of using black holes or similar mechanisms. In a meeting with his advisors, the president discussed the capabilities of extraterrestrial beings called EBNs and Trantiloids. Advisor Number 4 explained that both species could travel through space, with the Trantiloids using a form of propulsion involving matter and antimatter. The president admitted his lack of understanding in physics, and the advisor elaborated on the energy released when matter and antimatter interact. They also discussed the availability of Trantiloid technology, with the caretaker revealing a partially intact spaceship. However, the technical knowledge to comprehend it was beyond their reach. The president expressed surprise at the aliens possessing advanced technology like atomic bombs yet struggling to understand their science. Advisor Number 4 explained that the Trantiloids' technology was far more advanced than Earth's and they had access to unique materials. The president asked about the appearance of the Trantiloids, and the advisor confirmed that they could imitate human appearances. But their true form was that of unattractive insects. The president requested to see a photograph, which prompted some laughter from the group. Advisor Number 4 clarified that the Trantiloids could physically alter their bodies and their technological superiority extended to various sciences. The president inquired about the possibility of killing the Trantiloids and was informed that they were flesh and blood and could be killed like humans. However, their spaceships were protected by force fields, making them difficult to shoot down. The discussion touched on the potential use of atomic missiles against the aliens, with the president insisting on being informed of any such orders. It was clarified that no nuclear missiles had been used and the mention of them was in a hypothetical defensive scenario. The president also asked about intercepting Trantiloid radio transmissions and understanding their language. It was explained that the aliens used a high-band radio system with different frequencies, making it challenging for the NSA to track them. The president injected humor by suggesting seeking advice from fictional characters like Captain Kirk or Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek. Assurances were given regarding the preparedness of air defenses against potential Trantiloid attacks. The president inquired about the readiness of pilots, and plans were mentioned to address any threats. The president requested further discussions for the following day, and arrangements were made with other advisors. The meeting concluded with the president expressing gratitude for the briefing, acknowledging that he had gained a new level of education. He resolved to view the sky with a different perspective from that day forward. Thank you for watching all 4 episodes of President Reagan's UFO briefing. See you next time.